7. This is EWN.
Good evening, I'm Maki Molapo. Please note the following story contains disturbing details. The mother, accused of failing to report the sexual assault of her daughter, will now face 2 additional charges of murder and child abuse before the Protea Magistrates Court. The woman from Eldorado Park in Soweto appeared in court today alongside her husband, who has been accused of raping and murdering their daughter. Her husband is also accused of abusing their son after he allegedly beat him up and broke his arm. Jabli Lembata has more.
The couple appeared together in the dock today after the court joined their dockets. This comes after the NPA took another look into a previous case assault where her husband allegedly physically abused their 2-year-old son. He's currently facing 5 charges related to crimes committed on his late daughter. They include murder, rape, compelled rape, assault with intent to cause grievous bodily harm, and child abuse. Today, the couple abandoned their bail applications and will remain in custody until October 9th, while investigations continue. Jabuli Lembata, Eyewitness News.
Political parties have called on the Parliament Ad Hoc Committee probing police corruption to widen the scope of its investigation and call on police labour unions to give evidence. They say involving police unions in the disciplinary cases of officers accused of crimes will be relevant to the Ad Hoc Committee when it gathers evidence. The committee reconvened today to continue discussions around the committee's terms of reference that will guide the inquiry. Babalo Ndenza reports.
The ad hoc committee investigating the allegations made by KZN Provincial Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi spent most of today going through each of its draft terms of reference. Some of the submissions from parties include a broader investigation, including Labour's involvement. DA MP Ian Cameron says several corruption-accused police officers have been defended by labour unions and sit at home on suspension for years. But the ANC's Kusela Sanguni says this could be viewed as overreach. The ANC also says it has a problem with the singling out of the Police and Prisons Civil Rights Union POP crew, saying there are many internal issues that don't involve labour in the police. Babalo Ndenza, Eyewitness News.
And in the south of Johannesburg, the Gauteng branch of the National Taxi Alliance has distanced itself from acts of violence allegedly caused by taxi operators in the province. This comes after the Soweto community demonstrated and blamed taxi operators for an attack outside Maponya Mall last week, where one e-hailing driver was shot and killed with his and another vehicle torched. The latest attack sparked widespread outrage by residents who raised concern over not being able to freely use public transport modes of their choice. The Taxi Alliance's provincial spokesperson, Theo Malele, says the law must take its course as they do not know who is behind the attack.
We can never be a law unto ourselves. We are law-abiding citizens. We are out there to do a fair and just business practice, and therefore we wouldn't want any other person to come in and disturb in the name of the taxi industry.
Meanwhile, Gauteng Transport MEC Kitibone Dialetlabela has assured the public that calm has been restored in the area, adding that a close partnership with law enforcement has been formed to maintain law and order in the area. Look at your weather. Partly cloudy skies in store for Gauteng tomorrow. Joburg and Pretoria will both drop to overnight lows of 9 degrees and peak at highs of 23. Verenigings at 8 and 24 degrees. Maki Malapo, Eyewitness News.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
#MSW. You may begin to feel anxious or excited.
Honest, deliberate, engaging, uncensored.
High dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind and execution.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Great show as always, Darop.
Thank you, Mr. Marawa. Good show as always.
Great show as always. Thanks.
Great show as always.
Great show as always, Rob. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the wonderful show, Robert. Thank you so much.
It always gives me pleasure to speak to someone who's got such an insight.
I love the introduction.
You love the intro?
Thank you very much.
Hey.
Yes. Thank you. That's maybe the best introduction of myself.
Coming through live from Germany.
The Super Cup named after the great Franz Beckenbauer for the first time. And the winners are Bayern.
legacy of Franz Beckenbauer, the Super Cup ignites. It is in fact a tribute to De Kaiser.
Rob, I'm brimming with excitement with the news that you have Claudio Pizarro in studio, Rob. Now, that's a big legend of the Bundesliga, Rob, and a big legend particularly for Bayern Munich.
Oh, it's there! Pizarro scored, he equals the records and breaks the deadlock.
You don't find a lot of strikers like him today, Rob.
Triggers, you fought like an animal. You came up short tonight.
You know, he wasn't that physical. He was just, almost as if he knew what your next move was going to be. He got it without using too much power. You know, big ups to Hamzat. He deserves this 100%. He beat me fair and square tonight. He was the better man tonight, and I'll be back. And I'm coming back and get my belt back. But for now, it's his, and he deserves it.
Has got one to beat. He beats Willemse. And Van Staden will not catch him. And that's...
I mean, here again, just a little fumble. You can understand the Springboks, the kings of the jungle here in Joburg.
20!
And the South African supporters cannot believe it.
The last 10 minutes, when it is Sundowns, shall I stand? Yeah.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
I suppose we all kind of dreaded the Monday, didn't we? As much as it is Reaction Monday, how much good news is there? I think a lot of us felt this way waking up this morning.
I'm okay.
Are you okay? Because you don't look okay. Are you in any pain right now? Are you in any pain right now? Right there on your side. Okay. Let me see it really quick. Can you lift up your arm a little bit? Does that hurt? A little bit?
A little bit.
Okay, I need you to look at me. I need you to calm down. I need you to breathe.
Yeah, it was very difficult to breathe, eh? A lot of pain. All right, let's talk about that pain. Where does it come from and why? Marawa Sports Worldwide, probably brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Let's go! The moments you remember. The games you can't forget. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. Not your ordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. #MSW.
They have silenced Ellis Park and continue to play with great confidence. The ball over the top is for Jorgensen. Stepping his man, Max Jorgensen. That is simply sensational.
What a try.
Also, just with the skill and the courage to throw that ball. They've gone outside the rush defence. And look at this, so much work to do, the in, the out. He's some athlete and a great finisher. And on top of all the workload he's had to do in the first half, he was making lots and lots of tackles. He's a busy player.
All right, maybe you were there at Ellis Park. Do share those moments for you, how the game started and how it ended, and what you felt. That was Australia coming from 22-0 down to beat the world champion South Africa 38-22 in Johannesburg in the opening of the Rugby Championship match. So plenty to say. Hey, it is Reaction Monday.
Good evening, Mr. Rob. It's Fulfilang here, and good evening, Mr. Shoulders. Reaction Monday. Sport as we know it is back. Premier League making a massive, massive comeback. Manchester United... that goal should not have been conceded. I'll be very honest with you. That was an error, but I do, not to make an excuse, but man, the officiating on that day was not up to par because that goal should not have been allowed. There was a foul committed on the goalkeeper. We've seen many decisions awarded based on such similar situations, yet in this one it has not been given. VAR was there, didn't even intervene. So I really do not understand how that goal is not chopped off. But I'm not going to make an excuse. United could have done better, but the performance was good. This is what we want to see as United fans. Great performance, irrespective of the result. You show that fighting spirit, and there they showed that they actually wanted to get the result out of it. So hard luck to the boys. Big ups to Liverpool, big ups to City, big ups to all the winners in the Premier League that started their season off to a great start. And we are with Antoine Semenyo, having suffered that disgusting racial abuse at Liverpool on Friday. Very disgusting. Sad that 2025 was still fighting this war. But anyway, we are with him, as we are with the Proteas, as we are with Dracus du Plessis, as we are also with the Springboks as well. They've suffered disappointing defeats, but hey, we love the sporting weekend, we love the sporting action, and there's still going to be many more to follow. Great show as always. Thanks.
All right, positivity. Hey, where was the DNA this weekend? It was just RSA hanging in the balance, but hey, there is a fight back, I'm sure. Quite interesting as well. I mean, you would have picked up as much as when Drickers came into the fold. A lot of people were there supporting him, regardless. They love the fighter, they love the strength, they love the South African in him. And just monitoring social media, though, over the weekend, it's a completely different story. So maybe you want to touch on that. You want to touch on the actual fight itself. Feel free. This is an open show. This is your moment to get it off your chest. And maybe later on in the show, maybe around about 22, quarter two, I'll be able to share some good news. So if you're a big rugby fan, you love radio, there might be some good news that I want to share with you tonight about tomorrow and moving forward. So if you're a big shareholder of this show, please stick around, don't go anywhere, otherwise you'll miss out.
Good evening, Darop, and good evening to Wankama MSW shareholders. Darop, my reaction Monday, I would like to start first in the Orlando Pirates. Oh, I love it when I see my nosy neighbors struggling to get a win. That straight game, no win. I love that. I'm still not convinced by who I do. That guy must just leave the Orlando Pirates. He has broken what didn't need to be fixed. And going abroad, I'm happy about Liverpool winning their game 4-2 against Bournemouth. And Mohamed Salah keeps proving his hates is wrong. Breaking a record for scoring for the 10th straight game, the opening match of the season. That's just pure amazing. Thank you, Tarap. Great show as always.
But thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Mo Salah will never ever age. He's the only one who has that in his hands. But as long as he's breathing, I just think he's capable of doing so much more. And you could tell how emotional he was with the tribute to Jota in the end. If I was not mistaken, he was the last person to leave the field, drenched in tears. Reaction coming through on many different fronts, though. Let me pick up on Louis and the Val. Louis, good evening. You good?
Robert, we seem to have a very, very new problem, a new problem in the PSL. Mr. Sibilibili is going to give us problems going forward.
Why is he going to give problems?
No, he's a very good player because he was outrunning our defenders, and right now it's going to be a problem again in Pretoria if we don't fix the problem. But he's a very, very good player.
Do you think Coach Cardoso sees that?
Mr. Cardoso, I don't know what type of convincing he needs because he's keeping on playing players out of position. Maybe he will try to sort it out, but definitely Sibilibili is going to give us a headache.
Who else? I mean, what did you notice about that game? Because it almost seemed like, okay, team is leading, going towards the end of the game. Let's shut shop. Let's make the substitutions. But it's always a dangerous thing to do, especially when you want to take a lead into the second leg of a semi-final.
Exactly. That's the problem that we have because we seem to like defending, especially after scoring. And you can't defend against a team like Pirates. You remember what happened against Chippa as well. So we always suffer like conceded goals because of trying to defend deep and substituting the people who can create goals, you see.
If you were Cardoso, what would you do differently?
I would have kept Sales a little bit longer.
Is he the only key?
Not exactly. But okay, without taking anything from Pirates, they played very, very well, you see. They played very, very well. So let's wait for next week again and see what happens.
All right, Louis, all the way in the vault. Thank you so much indeed. As a Mamelodi Sundowns fan, saying that he would like to react to that MTN 8 game. Maybe give us something you experienced if you went to the Orlando Stadium, if you watched those games as well. Also include Stellenbosch having to play against the Kukuna United. Premier League again underway. La Liga also kicking off. What did you pick up from those games? But there was also a bit of a concern, though, in terms of who to attend.
Good evening, Rob, and my shareholders for MSW. Reaction Monday. The game between Pirates and Sundowns at Orlando Stadium. I think it had all the ingredients of a good game. It has surpassed the Soweto Derby without a doubt, Robert. But I've got some complaints from the people who attended that game. Apparently, there were fights in the stands, and some people got robbed. So I would like to ask, man, the soccer community. We all love soccer. We are one family. So please, man, let's unite and fight crime. And going to the second one in Pretoria, let me advise also parents not to bring kids in such games, because to be honest, we are putting our kids in danger by bringing them to such a game of that magnitude, because there are a lot of people and it is difficult to go through the security checks and stuff. So please, man, let's try and be safe going into the second game. We understand in IO is sold out. So please, let's be safe. Thanks. It's Petros from A Block in Mpumalanga.
Petros, thank you so much indeed. If there were problems, guys, please share some of those, because as you know that the likes of stadium management do listen to the show. They always appreciate the feedback and what would have been the source of fighting, the source of the problems that were there. You know, because you don't want to get to a stage now of saying that let's not bring kids to the stadium. I think kids are part and parcel of a stadium experience. You see it worldwide. I mean, it's a global trend where kids do go and attend football matches, rugby matches, cricket games as well. So I don't think we need to get to a stage now where we're saying that, listen, we can't take kids to a football match. That'll be a very, very sad day. I'm not too sure. Man United fans, how are you feeling?
In they go. Declan Rice. Brian Deere couldn't keep it out. Calafiori heads. Arsenal celebrate the opening goal at Old Trafford.
I don't think he's totally convinced either. Let's have a look. Saliba, it looks like, who's in and around him. I don't think he does enough to disturb the goalie. I don't. I think that's a little bit flimsy from the goalkeeper. I really do. It may well be that Saliba gets penalised for that. I think United will be lucky if they do.
Goalkeepers so often a protected species, but there's no arm wrapped around the goalkeeper. Saliba's presence, sure, but this goal is going to stand. Ricardo Calafiori, who scored twice in the Premier League last season, gives Mikel Arteta an excellent start, considering how well Manchester United had done in open play.
Yeah, he was a star, wasn't he? Ricardo Calafiori scoring the only goal of the game, though, after an error by the goalkeeper Altay Bayadid, as Arsenal starts their Premier League campaign with a 1-0 victory over Manchester United at Old Trafford, hey?
Big results coming first game of the season at Old Trafford. When you feel that they are building something special, momentum with the new signings, and they want to kick on the season in a good way, and you are able to come away with the win, I think very happy and proud of the team. I think we did two things very well. One, to take the set piece and then react to especially mistakes. Some of them unnecessary, some of them unusual. But the way every single player reacted to that gave us the opportunity to win the game. If not, it's impossible. And that's about how we compete and how much you want it, as you said. When you see, I think there are 7-8 situations when the ball is completely open to play through and we are on. And we're attacking the keeper. And we give that ball away, and then becomes a basketball game. And a basketball game against a team that is extremely good at finishing action with the quality that they had. That's a very difficult thing to do. That's why I talk about the reaction to that. Because if you don't react in relation to that mistake quick enough, sharp enough, you're in big problem.
Yeah, silently will be very, very happy, Mikel Arteta, with the 3 points that he got. Always the first game, very important. And also, I suppose the Man City approach should have taken from what Liverpool did. So Pep was always going to be like, let's also go for 4 goals or more. Because you would like to see the guys seeing their team at the top of the table, even if it's after just match day 1. So the goal difference then makes the big difference overall. And that is why come the end of match day 1, that's where they find themselves, the City. And psychologically, it is the best place to start.
Rob, I must say the Premier League opener was deeply moving, especially with tributes to Diogo Jota, something that many leagues can learn from the EPL. But the two standout moments that caught my attention has to be Rich Allison's spectacular bicycle kick and Lisi Banku's brilliant traveller assist, both showcasing individual brilliance and flair. But the situation that is unfolding at Chippa United is quite unsettling. We're expecting a clash of ideologies between Gavin Hunt and Ernest Middendorp, but it's very disappointing to see a young sporting director and a young coach clashing. But Rob, this highlights deep issues in our football structures. Possibly shortcuts might have been taken. Fundamental principles were overlooked because it took a team like PSG to recruit a coach and a sporting director with a shared, unified and vision and philosophy for the club to realize its potential and win the Champions League. Something that we can learn as South African teams as well. Thank you so much, Tebogoye.
Hey, Debs, thank you so much indeed. When you talk about those attributes, you can only feel for the players. I mean, imagine it's such a key member of your team, your squad, somebody that you traveled all over the world with, was such an important player. Yeah, you can do preseason and there'll be a couple of games where there were tributes made, but when you're back home and you're starting to play the official Premier League games, I guess it can only hit extremely hard, and that's what happened over the weekend. But yeah, kudos, man, to all the fans, everybody in the opposition bench. I just think there's a certain magic when people pay tribute to those who've passed on. We'll continue. Plenty of WhatsApp voice notes, plenty of your reaction. It is a Monday today. You're still frustrated, hey? Ellis Park, how was traffic? I know that is usually one crazy thing that people talk about. I mean, that whole stadium experience. So let me know if things were a lot smoother, what transportation options you decided to take. But most importantly, how on earth did Australia come back?
Hashtag MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. Hashtag MSW.
Smart Steve from Momentum. Hello.
Stevie, my bro. It's me, Clinton Myers, the Minister of National Treasures.
Good afternoon, Mr. Minister. How can Momentum Insure help you?
You know, most Momentum car insurance protects the people better than a windbreaker in Cape Town.
That's true, Mr. Minister.
Listen, this no VAT economy is not helping with the cost of maintaining my gusheshe, my tires, man.
So why don't you drive lacquer and earn lacquer with Momentum Insure's safety return?
Smart Steve. Now you are a national treasure.
Also, Momentum Insure rewards you with up to 30% cash back on your paid premiums, even if you claim.
Nee, my lighty. Is it true?
Stru's Bob, Mr. Clint Mayers. In this economy, this cashback will go a long way.
Lekker man, Steve Bobo.
Visit momentum.co.za to get a quote. Momentum Insure, keeping you safe on your journey to success. Momentum Insure is an authorized non-life insurer and FSP. Standard SMS rates and T's and C's apply. FSP 22789.
Life is full of moments. Some are small.
Surprise, I got you a matcha latte.
Some are big.
Surprise, we're having twins.
For all those moments, there's the new Haval H6 SUV with a spacious interior and voice command. It's built for big moments. Get it from only 6699 per month. Visit gwm.co.za for T's and C's and to book a test drive. GWM. Go with more. Brought to you by GWM Finance, a division of Westbank and authorized financial services and registered credit provider.
Between school runs, meetings and errands, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Allergies? Not today. Texa Allergy helps you stay alert and clear-headed. No drowsiness, just pure relief. Be your best with Texa Allergy, the #1 non-drowsy antihistamine in South Africa. Whether you're a mom or a busy professional, Texa keeps you on your game all day long. Don't wait. Head to your nearest pharmacy today. Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
On your marks, get set.
Every step counts. Every heartbeat matters.
20 September, Monte Casino Outdoor Event Area. The Garmin Run Series. It begins.
First 5K or chasing your PB?
From the first step to the final sprint. Beat yesterday with Garmin.
Win prizes. Feel the energy. With 4 Ways Mall, Essex, USN and Subaru.
Run with precision. Powered by Garmin. The Garmin Run Series. See you at the start line.
Sign up at itsyourgotime.com/Garmin Run Series.
Big banks weren't built for small businesses, so we built something better. We made Lula, South Africa's first business-only banking suite. We reimagined banking and funding to give your business more. Like a relationship banker who cares enough to remember your name and access to funding in as little as 24 hours. We're more than a bank. We're Lula. Visit lula.co.za and experience business class banking and funding today. Powered by Access Bank. T's and C's apply.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Keine Abseits. Özil, Kakao, so musst du das einwechseln.
Coming through live from Germany, please welcome the Stuttgart hero, the World Cup warrior, the legend himself. Kakao's in the building. Kakao was in South Africa. What did you expect out of South Africa? And what did you find when you got there?
What I saw was amazing. It's more than I expected because the people was great. I heard every day Shosholoza.
Do you still remember how to sing that? Eh?
Shosholoza, kulezintaba, singelas, kume South Africa.
Yeah. Oh man, the great.
Oh, you can sing better than me.
There's no way whatsoever.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW. Not your ordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. Hashtag MSW.
Hi, Mr. Marawa and the team. My Monday reaction is with regard to the new innovation that was introduced by both the PSL and Betway, where they reward fans who are dressed in a certain way. My question here, Mr. Marawa, why they don't reward fans based on the number of games which they attended or they have attended at the end of the season? Because it would benefit people like Kiwabota Musila who attend almost every match. Because I recall in one of your interviews, Mr. Marawa, then when Mr. Boda Musila used to say that he used to hike to attend matches. So I think this innovation could help such people. Thanks, David and Pargood.
David and Pargood, thank you so much indeed, saying that innovations are great, but why give something for somebody who's just dressed in a certain way? I mean, I don't know how you feel, but I guess what John Robbie used to call, the ponytails who sit and come up with creatives and they put their plans together. They would have thought it's a great idea to give something, a reward, money, for somebody who is dressed up nicely. I suppose you see that, especially within World Cups, where they would zoom in and see who's the most colorfully dressed person in all of their regalia. But now when it comes to local games, he says that is that an incentive enough to have fans? He wants fans who have gone to games more times than others, and he has cited the likes of Abo Porta to say maybe they should be given a reward. I mean, I don't know what the motivation is. Who knows? Maybe we might just get somebody from MTN on the line before the show ends, just to give us a slight understanding. Because you and I are not in those boardrooms when these major decisions are taken.
Evening, Marawa. Ubabunhlabatlo in Escort. Marawa, I just want to comment about the Orlando Pirates versus Sundowns game. It was a very entertaining game. But I would like to advise my coach, because I'm an Orlando Pirates fan. I would like to advise my coach in the second leg, if he really want to beat Sundowns, he must just put Tito Maswangai on the bench for that game and allow Rilem Fukeng to play that position of Tito, or replace Tito with Dlamini, and he will win against Sundowns because Tito is so slowly, it's very slow. So Sundowns, they only need to be beaten by those players who are very quick, Abo Sibilibili, Abo Apolis, and Abo Dlamini, Abo Fukeng. So if he really want to beat Sundowns, he must just put Tito on the bench. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a major turnaround, eh? Everybody crying out for Sibilibili and saying that he's causing havoc and saying that Tito is way too slow. And maybe going back to David's point about that whole, the Betway, not so much MTN, their innovation. we are going to try and get somebody to explain it to us, because at times it's better that way.
Hi, brother. Sir JC Tebe here. My Monday reaction. I'm just upset with the likes of Steve Compella. I don't think that he's adding his really there. He's telling he's really assisting the coaches there. I mean, I saw I was at the stadium, and I saw after we scored, the coach started defending. Cardoso started defending, and towards the last 10 minutes or last 20 minutes, let's say last 20 minutes, he was really defending. Sundowns doesn't play that way. Sundowns is not supposed to play that way. We're supposed to be attacking. But they allow him to do things like that. We can never win by 1-0. The minute you sit back against a team like Pirates, you are telling them that, hey, come on to me. And then they did come on to us. We lost the game we shouldn't have lost. That's why I'm saying I'm upset with Abu Compel. Thanks a lot, brother. Good show, as always.
What an observation. Thank you very much indeed for listening in. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being part of the journey on Reaction Monday. It is Monday, and it's your favorite part because, as you can hear, guys, making the observation saying that he's extremely upset by the likes of Steve Compella as assistants to Miguel Cardoso. And the justification is that he believes that the substitutions were wrong, that Sundowns do not play the kind of football that encouraged that level of substitution. So my only counter to that is, and I know you've directed it to somebody like Steve Compella, is that do we even know the backstory of how much room they get given to influence the head coach? Or do we assume that they have a say in that nature if the coach has made up his mind? Yes, they are there to assist the coach, but to what level? So you'll talk to many different assistant coaches around the country, and they'll tell you, we're not there to lay out the cones, we're there to be part and parcel of decision making. So I would assume that he is part of the decision making. But on match day, how much of that gets listened to by the head coach if he does make a suggestion? In terms of that, I don't want to add anything more. Yeah.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa. Ukhuluma noSibongelelo Kamkhwana. MTN 8 semi-finals over the weekend. What a game between Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates. But I think, Mr. Marawa, it was a game of two halves because Mamelodi Sundowns dominated the first half, and the Orlando Pirates, they started very slow in the second half, but I think those substitutions made by the coach made them to gain a momentum in terms of matching Mamelodi Sundowns, and you could see that they were looking for that equalizer, that chance from Umahopa and Dion Hoto. That means you could see that the Pirates were going to score in that game. And it was a pity that they never got the second goal because they were knocking non-stop in that Mamelodi Sundowns defense. But I strongly believe and I still maintain that Orlando Pirates will progress to the final and play Stellenbosch. We might see a repeat of last season MTN 8 final. Thank you, Mr. Marawa. Kocho, as always.
All right, putting Stellies in the mix.
Oh, beautiful header, Eninaya! Freedom created by Sekhukhune United. The 26-year-old Nigerian hits it past Ronaldo Lina. Stellenbosch lead by a goal to nil.
Yeah, so plenty being said as well about the pitch. And I think a lot of pitches around the country don't look great.
Evening, Tarob. Tarob, I think one of the shareholders who were raised a couple of weeks ago. So now I'm meeting Ibuze, man. I was watching the Stellenbosch game versus Sekhukhune at the pitch, Tarob. Unokuzwa pitch kuthiwa pitch kuphi eDurban. Club they can't use it because it doesn't meet the requirements of PSL standard. But the ground Tarob, besides nje the pitch yona nje on its own, does it meet the requirements to host a PSL game? The pitch was horrible, Tarop, horrible for a knockout game. Never mind the PSL nje. Pressure as always.
Yeah, we've seen some really terrible pitches. We've all been witness to that. We've all watched the game so far this season very early on, and yet it looks horrible, guys. I mean, let's not beat about the bush. You can come up with excuses from here to Kingdom Come. It's exactly that. I mean, I know that the one at FNB Stadium, it's gone through. I mean, it was ripped apart come the end of the season. They had to start from scratch. So as much as people were complaining, you seeing the sand being knocked out and so on, I suppose it's part of what they eventually need to do. But you can't compare that to some of the others. And you've heard about, Stellenbosch's home stadium. Yeah, you know that one with the name.
Hi, Brarap, Sir JC Tebe here. My Monday reaction, the EPL is back, and our wives and girlfriends will start feeling the heat. They'll start complaining that we are no longer spending time with them. On Friday, when Semenyo took that ball be just in front of the 18 area, across the center line to score that wonderful goal, I was thinking that, okay, I've seen the August goal of the month, but then Richarlison came and then he scored that bicycle kick. I think there's another contender for the goal of the month for August. So I was just enjoying the EPL this weekend, and my team Arsenal, they didn't play that well, but otherwise we have a win. What can we say? So it's going to be a good season in the EPL. Otherwise, thanks, Brother. Good show, as always.
Thank you so much. When goal of the month contenders imagine after just the match they won, but I can't disagree much with what he has said. Expecting the winners, that's what comes at Chimaev became the new undisputed UFC middleweight champion after that dominant display against the holder. That's Dricus du Plessis in Chicago at the weekend. Well, Chimaev was in control of the bout from start to finish in one of the most one-sided title fights in UFC history. I guess all three judges had no other option, scored the bout 50-44 for the Chechen fighter, who now holds dual Russian and United Arab Emirates citizenship.
If God wants, we'll do it. But I'm ready to fight anyone. Go up, go down. So if I don't die, I will be here.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I don't care what people think about doing my thing. So, like you said, how many strikes I landed on him, how many takedowns I has there. So I didn't guess out. So now they know.
Yeah, it was 529 total strikes and 21 minutes and 40 seconds of control time, which was the second most ever in a UFC fight.
How many takedowns was it?
You had 12 takedowns.
So, yeah, that's big by itself. Yeah, she was crying, calling. I just said, Mom, I'm the champ now, so don't cry. We'll be back soon.
What a chill guy. You know, he answers just what he needs to answer. Very professional. Still love to get your thoughts as well on the fight itself. Were you awake? Did you watch? What do you make of the, recent sort of South Africanism that has gone very negative towards the fighter himself? Has a lot been placed on his shoulders in terms of his utterances? Because he can't run away from the fact that it's there, it's out there. It's nothing to hide. How do we move this forward? How do you see it moving forward? What do you think or expect from him when he comes back? And in the same way, Rassie Rasmus, I would have expected him to pull no punches. And he didn't. He laid into his South African side following that second half. Capitulated, guys. It was a stunning 38-22 loss to Australia in that Rugby Championship opener at Ellis Park on Saturday.
Yeah, I must be honest now, that's probably one of the most embarrassing press conferences I've done in a while. And not because we were awful, but they were really good. And I don't want to put the old cliche out there, credit to them. they were good, but we made them better with our performance. To be 20-0 up, we did the same against Italy. 27-3 up, and then we let teams back in. We can find excuses there, but at the end of the day, they gutsed it out. They had a few injuries when Skelton and Pete went off, and we had 1 or 2 injuries, but yes, we gave them 1 or 2 soft tries with an intercept here, and we were almost scoring, and then they scored from a pass from Andre. But overall, they were just better than us on the day.
I'll end it there. I don't play the entire clip. I'll play it on tomorrow because, as I said to you, coming up after the break, though, I should be able to tell you that bit of good news. I see somebody saying that they're excited. How do you get excited about something you haven't heard yet?
Good evening, Rob, and your reliable, loyal MSW shareholders. Mina, saying is super excited, Baba, about the upcoming breaking news at Skora 7 tonight. Angeza ukuthi siphatheleni kodwa nje really looking forward to the announcement in relation to Rugby. Baba will always be behind this worldwide show called Marawa Sports Worldwide. Haibo.
Oh man, the energy. I love it. That is why I said that. Coming up after the break, though, I'll try to break it down to you because it's something you and everybody else that follows the beautiful game of rugby have been waiting for a very long time, and it is here.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time.
#MSW. Outsurance will do all they can to save you money on your car insurance premium. But what if they just can't? Well, they'll give you cash just for trying. That's right, just ask for 500 Rand cash. But wait, there's more. If you don't save and have been claim-free and with the same insurer for 3 years, you can ask for 1,500 Rand cash. Savings or cash, you always get something out.
Go to outsurance.co.za now for a 10-minute quote that could save you thousands.
What does you always get something out mean to you, Lorette?
Outsurance made it possible for us to live our dream to travel more with the money in our pocket that we save.
Let me know, what is it?
725. It was unbelievable. My husband, he sits there on the chair and he's just nodding his head and say, yes. This is really not just an advertisement. This is really real.
Go to outsurance.co.za now for a 10-minute quote that could save you thousands. Licensed insurer and FSP. T's, C's, and information online.
Before you sell your car, be really sure. Before you drive too far, be really sure. Be really sure. Before you settle for less and it feels like too much stress. Before you sell your car, be really sure.
Get multiple offers and the best cash price when selling your car. Go to wheelie.co.za or the new Midstream Megastore for the best offer and instant payment.
Ever driven 6 hours to get to a place that should have taken 1? Skip the detour with Sem Air, a proudly South African full-service airline, connecting you to 16 top destinations, whether it be for business or a break. Baggage included. Onboard snacks. Always. Comfort and service. Count on it. Because when your time matters, your airline should too. Book now at semair.co.za. Sem Air. More from your airline.
Choose the best. The new Huawei Pura 80 series. The master of photography. A super sensor with precision zoom. Stay sharp from dawn to dusk with a superior 1-inch ultralighting camera and ultralighting macro telephoto lens. The master of color, enhancing every frame with vibrant color and incredible clarity. Tricky lighting? No problem. Take portraits against the light with every face perfectly illuminated. It's more than a phone. It's a professional studio in your pocket. Go beyond with Huawei Pura 80 series.
Hello, nice. Dim the lights and put your phone on Do Not Disturb, because this season is the ultimate pleasure ride. Nandi and Jacob, fatal attraction. Secrets, lies, mystery, and seduction. Now that's the type of guilty pleasure we like. On Fatal Seduction Season 2, now playing on Netflix. Basic plan from 99 Rand a month. T's and C's apply.
exclusively on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
So we're coming through live from Germany, Claudio Pizarro.
Number 14, Claudio Pizarro, FC Bayern Munich, striker.
Oh, it's there! Pizarro scored, he equals the records and breaks the deadlock.
What stands out about those early moments and those early stages for you?
Well, I always like sports. My father was a Navy officer and he always played football, but he couldn't play in a professional team because he was a Navy officer. It was very difficult for him.
This Bayern Munich era.
It was like an honor for me when I talked to my agent and my father. They brought me like a paper with 5 teams. It was Real Madrid, it was Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, I think it was Arsenal and Juventus.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, when I saw that paper, I was like, oh, okay. I think I'm doing pretty well. Actually, no much doubt about what I wanted to do. So I decided to go to Bayern. And
#MSW. #MSW.
Good evening, Robert. This is the man. Robert, what do we call a player who misses clear-cut chances one-on-one with the goalkeeper? I'm referring to Matthews of Sundowns. I mean, the guy has been missing, and always he misses in games that matters most. And I wonder, which role does the coach play to such a player? I mean, Robert, do we apply skill or knowledge? I mean, Robert, what Matthews does is as good as sitting on the bench. And lastly, the standard of Sundowns Football Club is deteriorating. The cause? Favoritism. Klar, Robert. Good show as always.
The man, thank you. Thank you so much indeed.
Hi, Rob. Greetings to you and all the listeners. This is Joe from Watford in Benoni. I just want to give in my views to some of the people that are saying that people should not be coming to the stadium with the kids. No, I think the people should change their mindset. We go to the stadium to enjoy the beautiful game of football and also for the kids to enjoy. So for those who want to be fighting at the stadium, no, let them stay at home and do their own fighting. And allow those that are coming with their beloved kids to the stadium to enjoy their beautiful game and their beloved teams. That's all I can say at the moment. Thank you. Great show.
Yeah, I fully agree with that, though, because you can't bar kids from going to a stadium. But at the same time, the culture of who attends the games has to change. And there's going to be punitive action that's taken if it does continue for a long, long time. I mean, listen to this. Somebody talking about their ticket.
Good evening, Rob. I was at the Orlando Pirates Mamelodi Sundowns semi-final first leg match this past weekend, and I must tell you, going to the stadium has become a rough contact sport. I say this because firstly, getting into the stadium, there's a whole lot of jostling and shoving and no order at the gate. My tickets didn't even get scanned. Yeah, that's how much of commotion and chaos was going on at the gate. What I fail to understand is why an open ticket scanning personnel, there's like only a few that are placed there by the gate. Given that the game was sold out, surely more manpower should have been placed there to ensure that the facilitation of the traffic magungenwa is running smoothly. Not at Orlando. Number 2, going home after the match. I'm not too sure what the role of JMPD is, but most of them abenzi lutho, Rob. Angazi ukuthi abantu babhuke i-overtime yokuya bayobloma emechini outside, but they're not doing anything. I literally saw one officer facilitating traffic umesphuma. The rest ublomwe utubiwa body cigarette, and we're watching. The only thing that was exciting was the action masongenile phakathi ye-game. Other than that, all these other logistics, South African football lover, you are on your own. Sharp.
That is disturbing to hear. That is disturbing to hear. And I'm sure the authorities that are listening to this can't be proud of this. I mean, when somebody who is a hardcore fan says that it's a harsh or rash contact sport, just attending, you're a fan. He says it's a jostle out there. You're being pushed, you're being shoved left, right, and center. Tickets didn't even get scanned, so you know what that means. Also trying to go home, after the match is also pretty difficult. Says doesn't know who patrols. JMPD are there. What is their task? What is their role? Well, I know a lot of the times you drive about 2 or 3 kilometers towards the highway, and there would be a roadblock. And the roadblock would be for what? Breathalyzer. To check if you have had something to drink at the stadium, and you'd be given those breathalyzers to take. And it's deliberate. Because I'm sure they know that a lot of people who've been attending games at the stadium weren't there, drinking water or taking water from the irrigation hosepipe and using that. No. They were having the stuff. But what comes up first, what is more important, though, is trying to get the stadium emptied up quickly and safely. It might not be a JMPD job, but all of these questions keep mounting up, and that is what becomes highly, highly problematic. All right, we'll continue with lots of your reaction. A lot happening as well. That's what's coming up later on tonight. In about 9 minutes, the lights blazing at the Mandela National Stadium. I suppose it's a survival at all stakes type of game. Bafana Bafana on the edge, 1 point behind, one shot at redemption, one nation that is watching. I mean, it's Group C. It's a final act. And the cranes of Uganda are circling. And that is why. Let's try go a little bit deeper so that we can give Clive a bit of time to get back to his position. He's a journalist from CK Sport. He is live at the Mandela Stadium. That is Clive Kayeze. Clive, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for holding on. Good evening.
Good evening, Robert, and yes, thanks for having me.
A game where South Africa really have to pull up their socks here.
Well, you would say yes, to pull up their stockings, but it's a game both countries badly want to qualify for the quarterfinals of this competition. South Africa playing in only their 3rd edition. Of course, they have been there before. The Ghana Cranes are playing in their 7th edition, and they have never qualified for the quarterfinals. So you feel it is a game that both countries or both teams badly want to get themselves to the next stage of the championship. Coming into this competition, Bafana Bafana captain Nio Meema, in the first press conference before they played Algeria, came out and said that they are here to play all the 7 games, and they don't want to play only the 7 games, but they want to play the final and win it. So they still have that at the back of their minds. The Uganda Cranes feel that they will be relying on their home support to get them over the line. Their campaign started on a shaky note when they lost 3-0 against Algeria. But they were able to bounce back, defeating Guinea 3-0, defeating Niger 2-0. And you feel that they will be probably banking on that confidence going into the game against South Africa. A South African team, historically, the Cranes have never defeated, because even the last 2 visits of the Bafana Bafana at the Mandela National Stadium, they ended in victory for South Africa.
Sure. I think you've spelled it out. Now, a lot of people haven't really followed the Chan tournament here, Clive. A simple breakdown is that Uganda simply need a draw. Bafana Bafana need a win. Who's under pressure more?
You want to feel that the Cranes are under pressure more because they are playing at home. But also South Africa are under their own pressure. Probably the nation back home down in South Africa are not under pressure, but the team, because they have put it upon themselves that they want to win the championship, and Uganda is standing in their way. The Ghana Cranes have put it upon themselves that they want to get into the quarterfinals, and the Bafana Bafana are standing in their way. The Ghana Cranes coach Amore Biekwaso earlier in the competition came out and said that probably the reason why Uganda Cranes never qualified for the quarterfinals of the competition was because they were playing away from home, and he feels that when you are playing at home, it is easier to qualify for the quarterfinals of the competition. I mean, Kenya have already qualified as group winners in a group that had 2-time winners of this competition in DR Congo and Morocco. And this is their debut competition. Tanzania have already qualified as a group winner. So you want to feel that in terms of pressure, the Uganda Cranes are under immense pressure to qualify for the quarterfinals, especially after the other cohorts have made it to the quarterfinals. But you feel that both countries under immense pressure. And Neo Meima, again, I'll refer to him. He feels that playing under the kind of conditions that they are going to be playing under a full stadium, over 32,000 spectators here. He feels that is the kind of atmosphere that they are used to. They can go out there and build on that to get a result. We thought when the tournament was just starting that the Uganda Cranes, because it is a team of locally based players, they rarely play under that kind of atmosphere. But they have shown that they can actually embrace the kind of atmosphere. They can't be faced with any kind of pressure, and they'll be able to go out there and get the result. So you feel that the pressure will be put out of the way, and maybe that team that wants it more on the field of play, or shows that they want it more on the field of play, will be able to get away with the result that they need.
All right, Clive, just finally, though, you've got access to both of the team sheets. What do you make of any changes that have been made to either of the sides?
Well, of course, the Uganda Cranes have just one change. Joe Sorunjoji, the midfielder that scored that second goal against Guinea, rather against Tunisia, because of suspension. He's having a suspension after 2 yellow cards. But the coach, Morebi Ekwaso, named an unchanged side from the team that played in the 2 games that we won, that the Ghana Cranes won against Guinea. It is the same team outside Joro Soundeji, and you feel that probably they will be able to go out there and build on what they were able to achieve. For South Africa, of course, it is pretty much also the same kind of team that the coach has been naming from the previous 3 games that they have played. The big question is how will the Ghana Cranes conduct themselves against South Africa? South Africa do create goal scoring chances. Uganda Cranes don't create so many goal scoring chances, and they lucky that they get to bury them. But if you're taking on the South African side, that will probably stop you from creating chances. How do you get yourself over the line? What we are sure of is that South Africa will create more goal-scoring chances than Uganda does. But the big question is, will they be able to bury those chances? How will the Ugandan defense be conducting themselves against the likes of Anyo Meima and all these others? So it is going to be an interesting game, but of course one that you feel that the fans will enjoy. But one that you feel that, like I've said earlier, any of the 2 teams can go out there and actually nick it. But of course, statistics do favor South Africa because the Cranes have never beaten Bafana Bafana.
Sure. Lots of talkability. I was just going to say that, Uganda's best chance in 6 CHAN appearances now to reach the knockout stage. It all sounds like a beautiful atmosphere. It sounds like it's going to be a great game. Clive, national anthem's about to be sung. I'm going to leave you to it, but thank you so much, man. Hope to chat to you soon.
Thank you for having me, and yes, I'll be ready for the opportunity again.
Thank you so much. That's a journalist there for CK Sport, all the way at the Mandela National Stadium. Clive Kayeze joining us right here on #MSW. What are your expectations there for the national team? Bafana Bafana just about to embark in a game against Uganda. Uganda topping the table. South Africa currently sitting in 3rd position. It's one of those strange ones because South Africa are unbeaten in the tournament itself, but only 1 win in 3. Is that good enough, guys?
Good evening, Rob and MSW listeners. Rob, my reaction Monday. The Springbok lost, the Proteas lost, Dricus Duplessis lost. It was not a good sporting weekend for the South Africans. We have to brush ourselves, Rob, and move on and prepare for the next ones. It's not all lost, Rob. Tebeka 10 all the way from Amalia in the Northwest. Thank you, Rob.
Evening, Rob. Pumlani and Centurion. Rob, my reaction Monday is really just on Steve Barker. I wonder what the coach needs to do to get recognition. I think Steve Barker over the past couple of seasons has just been consistent. He keeps on just getting better and better with Stellenbosch. It doesn't matter who he sold in terms of players. He just keeps on getting better and better. And honestly, I know that the coach of the year criteria is still not clear up to this minute. We don't know what the real criteria is, but to those that are, or the powers that be, this gentleman really needs proper recognition.
This comes Chamaye Sugar. Hi. His style of fighting, this comes Chamaye or comes what dog. I am afraid to Sugar.
Hey, good evening, Robert Jody here. Listen, this weekend sport, ons was geskopskiet en donder. All areas was not a good sporting weekend. But thanks for a lovely show. Cheers.
Hey, Jody, thank you so much, man. Hey, wie skop var.
Hello, Robert. As a Pagania, it proves to be see right course. Look at different players of Roy, Numbata, no Mahoba Bakali game. You can't just come to the team and change all over. Who change and running and running? Who will not game so losing a set wrong? Sweet of inspiration. Thanks, Robert.
All right, Swiso, thank you so much indeed. Hey, the anticipation, even a lot of you on Twitter saying, hey, please, why now? Why are you avoiding telling us what's going to be cooking from tomorrow? I'm not avoiding. I just thought, let's leave it till for the last couple of seconds of the show. One of South Africa's major banks, I can tell you that much, is going to be teaming up with hashtag MSW. And as of tomorrow, yes, you said it, you heard it, maybe you haven't. I can proudly tell you, though, that the Room Dividers are going to be making their way back on air. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to a great partnership. Looking forward to the conversations, heated as they get. But you know what? Hashtag MSW, Room Dividers, back on your dial. As soon as when? As tomorrow. So stick around for Marawa Sports Worldwide. Proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
The thrill, the drama, the action. Play the game again. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. Hashtag MSW. Live now on 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM and Soweto Live. At the same time.